Hello, hello, hello to all my uniques out there. This is your favorite girl, Akudo. Welcome to Real Talk with Unique. For today, our topic is diabetes, the silent killer. And in the studio, I have a woman of God, a mother, a wife, a sister, Dr. Ebubechukwu Ononuju. Introduce yourself.
Oh, hello, everyone. It's my pleasure to be here. And like she said, my name is Ebubechukwu, medical doctor. I'm also a wife, married, blessed with five lovely children. And my husband is a minister of God, a pastor with the Anglican Communion. And we're here serving God and being a blessing to people, helping people to be healthy. We are both medical doctors, and it's our passion to help people to enjoy the best, optimal health. And that's why we're here. Thank you.
All right. I told you guys, my uniques, I always bring the best of the best to you guys. She's a woman of God. Her husband is also a medical doctor, also a pastor, a man of God. They are serving God and they are promoting healthy living among we children of God and among the whole world. So now let's jump right into it. The topic diabetes. Everybody talks about diabetes. What is it? Now, I have a definition here. Let's start with that definition. It's very simple. Anybody can define this. It says, let me go. It says, it is a group of diseases that result in too much sugar in the blood, high blood glucose. What do you have to say, Dr. Ibube?
Okay, well, for diabetes, I call it that it's order of metabolism. It's order of where you have raised blood glucose, raised blood sugar. Is that's it. For either because there's no little or no insulin, or the body is not using the insulin effectively and appropriately. That's just in a way to break it down. Is it's a disorder where you have high blood glucose in the high blood sugar in the blood, high blood sugar, high blood
Yeah.
glucose. Yeah.
Okay. So it is like a deficiency in your body producing insulin. Is that what it is?
Not just that, because there are different types of diabetes mellitus. Remember, this under diabetes mellitus. Yeah, there are different types. So it's a problem with your body being able to process. Okay, now let's see. When you eat food, your body breaks down the food to glucose, but your
Okay.
body can't use the glucose. It needs to, it's it's broken down to give energy, and
Okay.
that process needs the hormone insulin. So insulin helps the body, the glucose comes into the blood, and this glucose has to go into the cells to give energy, right?
Okay.
And what is the gatekeeper? Insulin. When insulin opens the door, the glucose goes into the cell and gives and gives energy. So
Energy.
either because there is little or no insulin,
Okay.
or there's a problem. It's called insulin resistance. Insulin is there, but the body can't. It's not working.
It's not working. Okay.
Not working well. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
So you said something about let's talk about the symptoms before we go to the types. So you said that it is sugar is used for energy, and the insulin is like the doorkeeper. He opens the door for the thing to go into the bloodstream and convert to energy.
Oh, sure.
So what are the symptoms? How do I know I'm diabetic without going to a doctor? I'm a layman. I'm not a medical doctor. I'm not a nurse. What are some of the signs that will make me say, oh, something is not right? I need to go see my doctor. What are some of the symptoms you will give us?
Okay, there are quite a number of them, but I'm going to talk about the ones that are really very obvious. First
Okay.
of all, you have this increase in urination, excessive urination, because the high blood sugar is drawing a lot of fluid, and the person is losing fluid. So you have excessive urination. Of course, with that, you have a test because you're losing a lot of fluid. You want to drink more water. So excessive thirst. Yeah, and also excessive hunger too. You want to eat
Yeah.
more. So
Okay.
it's everything
So,
excessive.
so the first one you said is frequent urination,
Frequent
and because
urination,
you're
excessive.
urinating, then you and now have excessive thirst, to replace it and hunger.
And
Okay,
hunger,
what's the number three?
then fatigue, or what they call tiredness. You
Okay.
just feel, excessive, you just get tired easily, fatigue. These are all symptoms. Also, you also have other things like risk of infection. When you have high blood glucose, in the blood, it damages the blood sugar. Sorry, the blood vessels. It makes one to be at high risk of infections, viral
Oh.
infection, fungal. In fact, let me just say this. According to a report, COVID-19. I mean, people had COVID-19. Most of the people that died of
Mm-hmm.
COVID-19, most of them, I mean, had diabetes or a related condition. Over, of them had diabetes or one of the related conditions of diabetes. Yeah,
Wow.
is that bad?
So diabetes, oh wow, I didn't know that. So diabetes actually weakens,
Yeah,
like your immune system to fight. Wow, I didn't know that.
in fact, back in medical school, the way we were taught about diabetes, we're taught that it's an immunosuppressor. It's like someone having. I don't want to say the way it is, but most of us, we are trained not to say it the way it is because people can get afraid.
Yeah,
Listen,
people will be scared. Yes.
don't be scared. It's just good to say, we'll tell you the truth, tell you how to handle it, and it's best to, because truth is, I mean, it's always best to know the truth than
Mm-hmm.
to told lies. Okay, so
Mm.
I mean, it kind of lowers the immune system. That's what it's a horrible thing, but there is a way out. That's the good news. So
And then I have some other symptoms here. They said something about slow wound healing. What does that mean?
okay, now of course, when you have blood glucose, I mean, high blood glucose, you tend to have more infections. That's number one. Number two, the blood, the tiny vessels that supply the nerves are also damaged. So the person may not be able to feel, have good feeling, feel pain, feel cold. So that person can actually easily get hot and he won't know. And of course, and when that happens, it's of course, there is the blood supply is very, very limited to the
Okay.
end arteries,
Okay.
even down to the foot, Sally.
Yeah,
So
mostly I hear people say it numbs the hands, the feet. So that's what they're talking about.
look at what happens. The tiny blood vessels, are all, it damages most of them from the head to the toe.
Mm.
So all the symptoms you see from like talk about the nerves that supply, the blood vessel supplying them is affected. So
Mm.
what happens? You can't feel things as much as and of course you have the blood flow is restricted. So of course that means if there's a wound there won't be good oxygen, good nutrient supply. Of course, it will take longer time for it to heal.
For you to
Now,
know
how
that the wound.
immunity is a whole mess.
Wow.
Yeah.
So because I know that some people will tell you that they had a cut on their foot, but they didn't even know they had a cut. So because of the flow of blood is restricted, they don't feel it.
Yeah,
And you might stay there for a long time and it takes longer time to heal.
that's true.
Wow.
Those probably have nerve damage. They have all these pins and needles. They have nerve damage. It's very, they can't feel things, and that's why they won't know. They can get injured easily. They can get more
Mhm.
injury because they don't. It can affect their feeling of pain, of heat, of cold. Yeah,
Mhm. Okay, let's talk about vision problem because I heard that one of the signs is vision.
for
What
sure.
does diabetes do to this our eyes?
You have the blood vessels being affected. Like I said, the tiny blood vessels in the eyes are
Mhm.
affected, and what that of course, you have visual disturbances. The retina is affected. Also, also increases the risk of cataract and
Oh.
glaucoma. Yeah, they have more and the worst is that most times it may not be so obvious in the beginning when it starts.
Mhm.
It's very, very, it happens slowly. That's
Mhm.
why it's good to always have your eye
Eye check.
checked. People
Mhm.
don't do that. I mean, you know, I'm fine. They say they're fine. Not really. You need to go on regular checkup. It's always good to do your, to do your yearly checkup to know, check your, have your eye checked. It can be picked up easily, if
Yeah.
you
And
check.
another thing you're saying that I want to let my uniques also know is that most especially men, Because I remember there was a meeting I went to, and about 3 or 4 of the men on the table, they said they went to get their eyes checked, and the doctor told them they need glasses, and they said, no, how can they wear glasses? No. And this man was reading like this. He couldn't see. But I don't know why men like feel glasses is for women, or so
Yeah,
they don't ever go and get checkup. So you don't even know that the diabetes is destroying your vision.
it is. It is.
Wow.
It's
So, my
called
unique, I hope you guys are listening. We have mentioned a lot of symptoms. The first one we talked about is frequent urination. We talked about feeling tired. We talked about infection. We talked about yeast infection. We talked about slow wound healing. We talked about weakening your immune system. We talked about excessive thirst and hunger. And then we talked about vision problem. Those are some of the signs. What do you say to that patient out there that says, you know what, I don't have all these signs. I only have 2 of it. So I don't have diabetes. What do you say to her?
no.
Or him out?
It's I mean, if you have, especially if you have excessive urination,
Mhm.
excessive thirst, excessive hunger, I mean, it's always better to err on the side of caution. Go get checked. There are so many the other symptoms. You have some have dry, cracked skin. That's
Wow.
because of course a lot of fluid loss, dehydration.
Yes,
Also,
their skin crack.
crack, yeah,
Wow.
easily. Yeah, and people don't know. You see, oh, that's how my skin is. Not really, because type 2 can be in someone's body for a long time before
And
it.
you won't know that you have it.
In fact, well, we'll get to that. Pre-diabetes, like in the US, more than 1/3 of people have pre-diabetes. Yes,
What?
most of them, over 100 million people are pre-diabetic or diabetic. 34 million are diabetic, 88 million are pre-diabetic, and most of them are undiagnosed. That is the reality right now.
Whoa. Oh my goodness. And we are here. We don't even know what is going on. How
That's
many people are not even diagnosed?
many,
Wow.
many. 1 in 5
Do
people
you think
are
it's because of
undiagnosed.
it's associated with our food? Do you think it's because of the food we eat?
Well, there are a number of things that brings us to the types. We have a type 1 and a type 2. Type
Mhm.
2 is linked more to a lifestyle, a diet, and a number of things. Okay, so talk about environmental factors that affect it. I mean, scientists have said that type 1 diabetes and even type 2, there is an environmental factor that comes in there, even though people who are genetically predisposed may makes it, they may tend to show it more. Okay, but
More. Okay. All right. So let's do this now. You the medical doctor, we are not. So we the lay people, we have to take it slow
I
for
know.
those of us that are a little bit slow, so we can we can catch up with you.
I see.
Okay. So you say we have type 1. And the definition I have here is that type 1 is a chronic condition in which the pancreas produces little or no insulin. Talk about type 1. Tell us
Oh,
about type 1.
okay. Type 1 diabetes used to be called juvenile diabetes or insulin dependent diabetes. It
Okay.
used to be people younger ages, usually less than 30 years, and of
So for the
course
younger ones. Okay.
younger ones. But I'm going to talk about that very soon, because type 2 is also changing. But type 1, really, mainly people who are younger. And also, one of the things about that is that it's said to be due to an autoimmune problem, where
Okay.
the body begins to fight against the the cells in the pancreas that produce insulin,
Okay.
begins to like auto antibodies begin to fight itself.
Okay. Itself. Okay.
That's what it's said to be linked to. So and that causes you have those who have type 1, they may need insulin. That's why talking about the
Okay. That's why they call it insulin dependent. Okay. All right. So let's say type 2 now is the second one. And for me, the type 2 says it is a chronic condition that affects the way the blood processes blood sugar. Tell us about type 2.
All right, for type 2, now the way it begins, type 2 is called the non-insulin dependent, okay, or the adult onset. But in the last few years, in the last few decades, more people, more teens,
Are
more young
getting
people,
to.
yeah, I mean, I've seen people age 14, age 18, type 2 diabetes. Oh
Wow.
yeah. Is get I mean, in fact, right now, according to the WHO, the incidence of diabetes has far, overshot all the predictions. Is that serious? So for type 2, there is insulin, but the body, it's called insulin resistance. The body is resisting, it's not responding.
Okay,
And
hold on.
sometimes
Type 1 is insulin dependent. Type 2 is
non
insulin
non
resistant.
non-insulin dependent, there is insulin resistance. So insulin is there, but the body is not getting it.
She's not getting it.
Is a doorkeeper. It's trying to open the door, but it's not the body. There's a because something is wrong. And usually we know that the fat cells, the liver, you have a insulin resistance in fat cells, in the liver, in the muscle. Now you see why people, people who are it's linked to weight, because obesity, increases the risk of
The
type
risk
2
of
diabetes.
diabetes.
Yeah, because
Okay. All right. So let me ask you something. What about the one? What do people call the one that is associated with pregnancy? What's that
all
one?
right, it's called gestational diabetes.
And
And
what is
what that
that?
happens is that what just follow me. I'm going to get somewhere. All this is going to get us to where we're going to, because now, when a woman is pregnant, the hormones are going haywire.
Yeah, that's what.
Sometimes, yes, a lot of things are going on. So, some people develop what they call gestational diabetes, where there's a increased high blood sugar during pregnancy, during this second, third trimester of pregnancy, and it's very risky because two things. People who develop that, there's a very big complication, or high risk,
Mm-hmm.
mainly to the child.
Oh, to the child. But
Well,
what about the mother?
to the mother and the child, but
Okay.
worse to the child, because the child, could be born. Most of them, sometimes they don't even, it's still bad. All right, but when they're born, they may be big. Weigh more than 9 pounds. It's a whole lot, and they may have. In fact, there are a lot of risks that share with having, we're having gestational diabetes. But one more thing is that any woman that has that, there is increased risk of coming down later, after having the baby in later years. The mother and the child could come down with type 2 diabetes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what causes it? Because I have seen people that said that they never had diabetes, but once they got pregnant, they were. So what causes it for pregnant women? It
Good. Now
like that.
we're coming to somewhere, because the hormones, insulin is a hormone, right?
Okay.
It's produced in the endocrine gland, the pancreas. Now, during pregnancy, the hormones are going haywire,
Excuse me.
and a woman could come down with high blood sugar, or what they call diabetes, gestational diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
It's also linked to, like, there's another one called acromegaly, where there is increase in growth hormones. People that have that also have increased risk of diabetes. So
Oh,
that means something is wrong. Even people that have increased this tumor secreting hormone, they can also have diabetes. That means there's a problem. There's something happening about hormone and hormonal imbalance there. So we'll get to that. But right now, the fact is that these are the things that have been researched, and research has said. So that is for pregnant women. Now, diabetes is a very, is something to watch, because
okay.
there's a lot of risk for the mother and the child.
I keep coughing.
It's
What
okay.
about what they call pre-diabetes? What is that?
All right, pre-diabetes, like I said, many people are pre-diabetic. Pre-diabetes is when someone blood sugar is within the range, is higher than normal, but it's not up to diabetic, to the level of frank diabetes.
Okay, they're just
For
like
example,
borderline.
let me give an example now. Normal is less than 100 milligram per DL,
Okay.
and 2 hours after eating of 140. Okay, less than 140. So less than 100, of fasting blood sugar less than 140 2 hours after 2 hours postprandial. Then pre-diabetes is for fasting blood sugar is 100 to 125.
Ooh.
Okay, and then for 2 hours after eating 140 to 199. Then diabetes for fasting blood sugar is greater than 125. Now watch this. I used to so normal less than 100, pre-diabetes 100 to 125, diabetes greater than 125. So
So they are right there. They are high, but they are not that high.
not there, yeah. But they should watch it because anybody that has pre-diabetes is at an increased risk of having diabetes type 2. Yeah, usually.
Now let's talk about the food.
All right.
Because when I posted this topic, so many of my uniques, especially those in Nigeria and African countries, they kept asking me, "Oh, we can't eat this. We cannot eat this other one. We can. What are we gonna eat? What are we gonna?" So let's talk about the food because I know food is one of the major things, like you mentioned for type 2, right? So
Yeah.
let's talk about that.
All right. So for well, like for type 2 diabetes, we talk about trying to reduce weight. At least 7% of body weight is going to help.
Mhm.
And then of course controlled diet. Eating food that are that have low glycemic index. I'm going to talk about that towards the end to kind of
Mhm.
mention a few of them. But
Okay.
the fact is that you can eat, but eat food that are low. Like for example, now, or we have meat is good, fish is good, but reduce processed, junk food, processed food, our natural food. I'm going to talk about, I'll mention a few of them, but the fact
Mhm.
is that you can eat, but it should be within moderation.
Mhm.
Okay. And number two, if from my experience, your last meal should be on or before 7 p.m. People that eat late in the night,
Oh,
yes,
so before 7 p.m. at night.
yes.
What about those that come back from work at 7?
I know if you come back after 7, just do veggies.
Okay.
Plan your meal plan. If you're going in the morning, pack your food. Plan your for the day, for the next day, pack your food if possible at night or early morning,
Okay.
so you won't get into the into the
Into the temptation of just grabbing and
wrong
eating.
thing. Yes,
Mm,
very important.
wow.
Yeah.
What about exercise? Tell us some of the. Okay, let's say I'm diabetic. Now, Dr. Ebubechukwu Ononuju, tell us, what
All
do
right.
you need to do? I know some people take insulin, some people are on medication, some people say watch what you eat, exercise. Those are the four things I know to help you. And can diabetes be cured? Can it really go finally and never come back?
Well,
Because I hear people say you can maintain it, but it's never cured.
the books say it can't be cured, but it can go into remission. But
Okay.
from my experience, I've been doing, by the grace of God, I did a research recently, and I discovered the root cause of diabetes. Most people don't know.
Please
Because
do tell. What's the
yes,
truth?
I discovered something. If you watch, why is it that a woman becomes pregnant, never had diabetes, is now pregnant and develops diabetes?
Yes.
Hormones. I discovered that the root cause of diabetes that nobody has discovered is hormonal imbalance. It's linked. Why? What is diabetes? Insulin is a hormone. And that's why most people, when they come out with diabetes, they also have other things. They may show other symptoms that are linked to hormone too. Talk about the hormone. Like, for example, men, erectile dysfunction, most of these things occur together. Why? Because
Oh, so
hormonal
that's why most men that are diabetic, they always have that erection dysfunction.
yeah,
Oh, wow.
of course, of
And
course.
I also notice most people that are diabetic also have high blood pressure.
Yes,
It's
sure.
like the two
So
go hand in hand.
that's true.
Wow.
That's true. Because I mean, it's of course damage to the. In fact, anybody who is diabetic already has had disease until just that it's a matter of time before it's diagnosed.
Before you
That's
diagnose.
how serious it is. If two people coming to you, one person had a former heart attack, and that person had diabetes, and they're coming to you in emergency, the person that will likely have a heart attack is the person who is diabetic. not even the person that had a former, a previous heart attack. Yeah, because
No
that
wonder
is
they call it the silent killer. It
it is
gradually goes in there and
for
destroys.
years, and
Wow.
most people never discover it. It's that serious.
So now talk to us about the remedy. So what do people, somebody out there who has listened to you talk about the symptoms, who has listened to you talk about the hormones, who has listened to you talk about the three types, the major three types, now they're looking at you and saying, okay, if I have this, what should I do? The first thing I would say is please, they should go see their doctors.
Of course.
But now tell me as a doctor in the field, what do they need to do? Either type 1, type 2, what do they need to do?
Okay, so number one, of course, get checked up. And then number two, lose weight. Try for type 2 diabetes. We talk about losing some weight, healthy weight. And that's also my area. I'm a weight loss expert. I'm also a reverse diabetes expert. So if you want to reverse diabetes, by the grace of God, we have a new discovery that's helping people. It's never been published, but it's coming there because people are having so much results. So one, lose weight. Two, your diet. Okay, try to eat with we talk about low carb, healthy, protein, good protein, whole grain, they are good. Reduce a lot of, we have a lot of, now we have a problem with fruits and vegetables right here in the US. A lot of fruits and vegetables have a lot of EDCs, what they call endocrine disrupting chemicals. That's the problem we are having. That's why we're having more
organic, they're not natural.
That's why we're having more cases of diabetes now, because most of these things, they distort. I mean, these chemicals, they are stopping
too much
the whole body. Yes, go organic, please. If you can't, go organic, whole food. I assure, because I mean, I was reading about kale. It's like what they use in growing kale. I'm like, really? The kale that I love to use to cook my soup here has that. It's horrible. So okay, and that one is the cookware, right? Your non-stick cookware, right? People like to use non-stick. That non-stick can stick to you. The chemicals there, oh sure, a lot.
Are you serious?
Oh sure, oh sure. Before
the chemical they use to preserve the non-stick gets into the food we're eating.
Yes, ma'am. Very, very terrible. It's that horrible. It's. I mean, I could send you. I mean, a link of people need to know what is going on. A lot of people are beginning to know, and they're beginning to fight. For the government to begin to pass better laws. To have for us to have less chemicals in our food, because it's killing people. It's killing people. But then basically, number one, we said healthy diet. Try to good protein, high fat. They're good. Yeah, like butter is good. Then nuts too, nuts and seeds, flaxseed, almond nuts,
like almond nuts, all those kinds of nuts.
They're very good. Yeah, they're healthy, but carb, try to they are good carb, but they're the bad carb. Less of processed food, more of healthy food. Then exercise, daily exercise. It mustn't be too much. Something, it may be just a brisk walk. It may be just something you enjoy. Don't do what you don't enjoy, because it will now be too much. Love something that you enjoy.
My doctor told me, he said, if you don't want to walk and you love to dance, that's an exercise. Just dance. Turn on music and just dance. That's your exercise. Just to keep your heart pumping. And
you feel better. You feel good. You look good. It's very healthy. And then of course,
we're just lazy.
That's true. That's true. So your diet, exercise, and then of course, some people, I mean, medications, if they are recommended, if your doctor recommends that, that's fine. These are the general treatment.
And also insulin. Some people use it.
Yes, some people are giving try for type 1 and type 2. The more it progresses, at a point the body because usually in type 2, the body's trying to produce more insulin to cover up. By the point it goes down. So they
shutting down your organs.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it affects all the organs in the body. Diabetes is a multi-organ dysfunction.
There was something you were telling me. I like what you said. You said in the head. There was a way you were talking
Yeah,
from
I said that. Yeah.
the body, what it does. I want you to say that for my unique to hear that.
Okay, I was explaining that what happens that high blood sugar is high blood sugar, like
Mhm.
a lot of sugar, a lot of glucose in the blood,
Blood.
and
Yeah.
in the blood, it affects the blood vessels around from the head down to the toe. So from the head, it can affect the brain. Person can have loss of consciousness. The person can have brain damage, the diabetic coma, and of course, come to the eyes. The person can have, like, talk about the cataract, the glaucoma, visual disturbances. You come down to the blood vessels. You can have high blood pressure. Come to the heart. There's an increased risk of heart attack, and stroke. Yeah, because it does that. Then come down even to the gut, gastroparesis. They can have nausea. They can have vomiting because it affects it affects the nerves that control. They may even have more constipation. Food does not move as fast as it should.
As it should.
Yeah, they're all linked to diabetes. They talk about the kidney. Kidney is where the waste in the body is
Process.
filtered.
Yes.
When you have high blood sugar, it affects that system, and the person can have what they call proteinuria. More protein in urine. There are signs of kidney damage, and and guess what? It may not show till much later.
That's the problem. You will not
Much
know
later.
that you're dying.
That's true. In fact, right now, diabetes is the leading cause of kidney failure, and need for dialysis in America is that serious. And also, you have amputations. Of course, if you go down to the leg, talk about blood flow being restricted. Talk about nerve damage. It can have, in fact, there's an increased risk of people who are diabetic. 1 in 4 of them will come down with an amputation. Is that serious? 1 in 4 will lose a limb.
Okay, and you were trying to explain because of the flow of blood does not get to
Restricted, yes, and then the nerve damage too. So they don't even feel. So they can easily, hit stuff, and they wouldn't know. Yeah, and of course, slow wound healing. There's an increased risk of losing. So if you have any wound, please tell your doctor. Is that serious? Because so they can manage it.
they can manage it properly. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you tell? Let me ask you this before you give us some other alternatives. What do you tell that woman or that man out there that is looking and saying, you know what? I think I have this thing. I don't know what to do. I've heard what she said, and organic is good. But my sister, most organic in America is
I
expensive.
know.
So how do people buy organic? There was a day I went to Kroger to go buy apple. I didn't know it was organic apple. It was 4 of them. I just took 4 of them. I went out there. They told me $10 for 4 apples.
I know.
They drop that and give me the bag of the other one for $3.99.
Yeah, people. I mean, I know. Even when I go to the store with people, they're like, "What is that?" I mean, it's more expensive, but then health is well.
Yeah.
The time has come for us to begin to
Invest
invest in our health, because health is wealth. Your health affects everything about you. It's said that people spend their wealth, for their health instead of wealth, only to come back later and spend their
wealth of their health.
of health. It's terrible. We have to be proactive. We have to really invest. What do you eat? Don't eat junk. Oh, they're kids. Even our kids. Be careful. I mean, you can be. It's easy. People think that it's not so expensive. Like for me, what do I eat? I mean, egg is good. Okay, we can make a lot of good meals with simple things. Okay, talk about rice. You have people buy the brown rice and all
rice. Yes.
Yeah.
People buy wheat instead of the
But
processed.
even if you must eat white rice, the quantity, a little and more
We
vegetable.
shouldn't load our plate with the rice.
That's it. It's not about the food, it's about the quantity.
The quantity, yes.
If you eat a little rice and put a lot of
Veggies, okay.
That's what I would recommend. Because if people don't eat this, most people are having problem. They are starving, and that won't help. If you are starving, your body is going to
It doesn't help. Yes.
Stress. And guess what? People that are diabetic, when they go under stress, it can tilt them to the other side. Anything that's stressful, yes,
Wow.
it's not good for them. So if you're eating, if you're starving, you're putting your body under stress.
Under
It
stress.
can be counterproductive.
Mm,
So food is good, but try to moderation. Um,
mm,
food is talk about like I talk about egg is good, meat, fish, chicken, healthy ones, of course, or, organic ones, a lot of veggies, it's all about moderation, but high, high protein, good fat, low carb, and and then drink a lot of water, stay hydrated. Most
mm,
times when you are eating, you're actually thirsty. Stay hydrated, and you'll be fine. And of course, do your daily exercise, you'll be fine. Every day, just do as much you know um as you can, you'll be fine.
mm. Okay, now let me ask you something. You talked about when we were talking, you talked about some supplements. I want you to talk to us about that. Even though before we go further to say that, we will tell all my uniques out there and those of you that are watching, she's not saying if you're on insulin to drop your insulin or if you're on medication to drop your medication, but this is another alternative. You can even add, but before you do that, please, this is a disclaimer. Go talk to your doctor about it. All
Yeah.
right, okay, we will go on with that supplement. Let me hear that.
Okay, so I've done, by the grace of God, I've been doing a research on diabetes, and I discovered something. The root cause of diabetes, from what I discovered, is the root cause. It boils down to a problem with hormonal. I call it a disorder of a manifestation of a disorder of hormonal balance. That's what I discovered. So
Mhm.
over the past few months, few years, we've seen results with this program, helping
Mhm.
people to actually reverse diabetes. Like a couple of months, I think about 2 months now, someone came to me, blood sugar of 594. That's an emergency. In America, that's an emergency. People go into coma with 480. Five,
480, yes.
yeah, 594. I said, fine, relax. I had to get him calm down. So they picked up this pack, this particular one I'm talking about. The very next day, blood sugar was down to 336. The very next day, it was down to 296. In less than 1 month, blood sugar was down to 132 milligram per DL, no single medication.
Wow,
I discovered that when if you can correct hormonal imbalance
you'll be good.
the correct way, you'll be good. That's what I've discovered. And this program is actually is I use aloe. I've done a lot of research. 70
Is it
science,
aloe vera? Okay.
aloe vera, but not any aloe vera, because aloe vera, people don't know about aloe. Aloe vera has the aloeing part that is not good. So this particular one I'm using is one of the best in the world. They have taken away the aloeing part. Is certified by the International Aloe Science Seal. Don't go buy any aloe without that seal. I mean, you can grow aloe in your house, put it on your body, but the one you drink,
But the one
no,
you put in, yes.
no, you don't take aloe. People go boil whole aloe and drink. Sorry, be very careful. Your liver, your kidney. Personally, I drink. I mean, see where I look. I drink my aloe every day, and I feel so strong, so energetic. It's one of the best.
So
So
is it like a tea or is it like
no,
how do you
the
drink it?
aloe gel. This one is from a company here in the US. Aloe vera gel. Now, I discovered that according to research, they did a lot of scientific journals. I mean, published have proven that aloe vera is very good to lower blood sugar. But
No,
then not all aloe, yes.
not all.
Also, I also combine things, things that some of things that contain chromium percolate. That one also helps to fix insulin resistance.
Mm,
So this particular pack is called diabetes domination. If you go on the program, the goal is to help you to bring down blood sugar,
mm.
to a point that you may not even need your doctor. Many people that go on this program, their doctors have even taken them off their medications,
Wow.
and
So
they're
that
happy.
is that good?
No,
Wow.
it's so like we said, when you come in, I mean, there are different treatments. you can take your medications. But if you want to reverse diabetes, if you can try this. It works. People that used it, they have seen that it can. In fact, someone here, she's in Indianapolis. She went on the program and she said her A1C is so good, less than 7. Her doctor took her up metformin right now.
Wow.
And also, just let me just say this. I don't know if you heard of what happened in June. The FDA recalled metformin that had extended release. So yeah. So, but it's good to both. Let's all work with our doctors. Most of them are beginning to know that lifestyle. Diabetes can be managed.
It can be managed.
They know. Even to the point that you wouldn't even need medications. And this one is one of the ways I have seen it works. Even like there's someone who is about 18 years. She's, type 2 diabetes. Like I told you, people who are younger.
Who are younger now are getting it.
Many of them. And that lady, she was crying the other day. She said, that she has been crying that who will marry her daughter. Her daughter is 21 years, diabetes, blood sugar 400. Yes, here in Houston, is that so many young people are coming down. Please, let's watch it, our kids, because they a lot of eating. People eat all manner of things, and these things, McDonald's and all that. That's fine, but so we need to protect our children. And these things I'm talking about, they are aloe based. They contain all the veggies and all the right nutrients to help you to correct hormonal imbalance. And then to reset and fix insulin resistance, and and then they have more energy. Oh my God. A woman said to me, "You've saved my life." Said that she was just going. Her energy, I'm telling you, people, you don't know what
people are going through.
Energy. People, they are so tired. People that are diabetic, a lot of time, they feel tired easily and all that. She said her energy is back. Her life is coming back. So it's this is a very good way, and people can I tell people, a trial is all you need. It's up
That's
to you.
all you need to believe.
Yes.
There's a question right there. I put a question on the screen. It says, how can people bring down their A1C? Those who are pre-diabetic. How can you answer that?
Well, according to the to research, according to the books, number 1, we say exercise, daily exercise. All right. Number 2, watch what you eat. All right, very important. What will you eat? But and then number 3, I will advise go on a nutritional reset, like the one I'm talking about. This one talking about if you go on it's purely nutrition. And right now, even medicine has come to agree. In medicine now, we have what we call lifestyle medicine. It's now a branch of medicine.
It's like how you live your life.
Lifestyle medicine, because many diseases actually linked to our lifestyle.
It's our lifestyle, yes.
A lot of diseases are linked to that. So if we can now, this one is this program is nutritional reset program, and it has everything there is all organic. It's natural, no side effects. It helps to reset your system back to normal. That's the idea. So that you can be healthy, you can get your life back, you can be able to
get your energy back,
and be able to be the mom, the dad, the granddad, be able to be there for your kids, be able to help people, be able to make a difference. And that's that's what it's all about. Yeah.
Okay, so for those of our uniques that are in Africa, I hope you guys are listening, because they might not have everything we have here. Mostly what they eat is carbohydrate. It's fufu, is rice, is cocoyam, is yam, is plantain. Everything is carbohydrate. So the advice for saying is in moderation. They should
more of veggies.
A little bit and put more of veggies.
Yeah, that's all lovely, right?
Fufu, but take a little fufu and put more of your vegetable soup.
In fact, people on this program right now, like the person I thought about that had blood sugar of 594 is now down to 132 and just no medication. Right now, he eats anything he wants, but of course, in moderation.
In moderation, yes.
And then of course, he's still on. So it's about healthy. This is a program that is very good. Healthy living. Our diets. Let's watch it. All this too much and then smoking is not good. People that are diabetic.
Yeah, I want you to talk about smoking and alcohol. and drinking. Smoking and drinking, because you will see people, they will tell you they're diabetic, but they will sit at a spot and drink 7 to 8 bottles of beer. And then they're trying to tell you, oh, there is nothing in beer. Beer is sugar.
A lot of sugar.
A lot of sugar.
A lot of sugar. If you know how many, how many in one bottle, if you know how many glucose in one bottle of beer, you
Yes.
run.
Yes.
So it's you are, your body is already going through a lot. Your body is trying to, you are only compounding the problem. Smoking, and alcohol, please limit those things. Let your body is going through a lot already. So you want to help your body to fight this silent killer. It's a battle. It's a serious battle. Your body.
It's a battle. Yes.
Yeah, it fights all the organs. So
Mhm.
try to limit. And I know it may not be easy, but it's a decision.
It's a lifestyle. Like I said, it's a lifestyle.
And weigh the consequences. Do you want to be alive, or do you want to go? I mean, what do you really want? Do you value life? If you value life, if it means a lot to you, well, people are different. For us who are Christians, I mean, my husband is a pastor, is a choice, but for us, it's life is all about being able to impact others. Whatever I mean, smoking is not doing you good. They always say that that it's not good for your health. So why keep doing that? There are better ways. There are healthier ways to ease off tension. There are healthier ways. There is always a better way. Find out.
Always a better, because they will tell you, oh, it's because that's how they relieve tension, and
relationship
to do that.
I know this is COVID-19 and all that. I know, they say, virtual. Yeah, we can, try to call up people, your friends, relationship. It mustn't be through drinking and smoking. No, there are better ways of releasing,
There's better ways of,
married, you and your husband. These are things that I believe in relationship. And for men that have this issue with erectile dysfunction, it can be handled too. We also handle that. But
so let's talk about that a little bit, because my unique men will say, oh, you're talking about women. What about us? Some of us are tuning in because we want to hear this about, the erection thing. So talk about that. So how does diabetes cause that? Talk about that.
Well, like we said, it's all about the blood vessels.
Okay.
So blood vessels that that there's a damage to the blood vessels, and the nerves, blood vessels that supply the nerves to that organ.
To that organ.
And of course,
it's not circulating blood.
That's restricted, and you have erectile dysfunction.
Wow. So how do you deal with that? What do you, for anybody listening out there, say, why haven't you talked about that? Well, how do you deal with that?
Well, we have a very simple thing. Well, personally, I deal with nutrition. So there's something I recommend that I give people, those that have it, and they go on it 2 morning, 2 nights, and they're back.
My brothers out there, I hope you guys are listening.
That one is
reach out to my sister. I'll have her information in the description box. Please reach out to her so that she can give you whatever she's giving, so that you can be back.
It was very important, because it's a very serious thing that a lot of men have that issue.
Yeah, a lot of men. So many of my uniques write me. Even when I put out this topic, so many people that came to my email, that was what they were asking me. Is she going to talk about that?
Yeah.
Because they know their doctors have told them, because of the diabetes, that is why they have the problem.
Even the medication, and now I'm going to talk about that. Even the diabetes medication has the side effects of bloating, of weight gain, of kidney problem.
Oh, really? The medication?
Oh, sure. And even failure to perform in the bedroom. The medications do that too.
So the medication you're taking to help yourself also has the side effect.
That's the truth, and that's why I'm saying this is an option. If you want to go natural, if you want to reverse diabetes, if you want to be free from diabetes naturally, so that you don't have to bother about
side effect and stuff.
This is an option. Diabetes domination, you go on it in less than 30 days. Your blood sugar, you see it. Your blood sugar comes down naturally. and very soon, usually within 2 3 months, you go back to your doctor. Most times they taper
They
down
take
your
you
blood.
off the medication.
Yeah,
Wow.
they reduce it, and with time they take you off. Most of the people that have gone through this program, most of them are are already off their medications. We work with the with
With
the
their doctor.
days. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so it's
Mm-hmm.
safe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even research has discovered that they said, oh, aloe vera may have hope for diabetes in the future. We see it's not about future. We
Is now.
even the future. And in fact, this is a breakthrough discovery of year 2020 that one can be free from diabetes. But the grace of God is a discovery that we're privileged to have, and we're sharing it with the world.
With the
Please,
world.
try it. If it's good, tell
Tell
people.
other people.
Yeah.
All right, my uniques, you guys have had it. Dr. Ononuju is here to answer all your questions. And I want to tell you guys, this is serious. When we say silent killer, diabetes is really killing us.
It is.
Because, like she said, you will not know. That's the only problem about the sickness. You will not say, oh, I have a fever, so I have diabetes. Oh, my head is hurting. No, it will silently be damaging things inside you. By the time you discover, most of the time is way, way down there. You have gone from type 1, type 2, you have gone all the way back there. And we cannot say which one is more beautiful. Most people will say, oh, type 1 is better than type 2. Type 2 is better than none is better than anyone.
Yeah.
No, none is better. The one for pregnancy is not better either. We don't need this. So if there is a way, if you're on insulin, you're on medication, and you hear this, you want to try this other alternative, still be on your medication, but like she said, 2 3 4 months, go back to your doctor and you see most of the time with her success record, most of the time the doctors reduce their medication and then finally take them off. So that is her testimony, and she has a lot of people that have gone through this
In
program
less than 30 days. In
in
fact,
less than 30 days.
most people see results within the first 10 days. But I
Wow.
tell them in less than 30 days, you will get your life back. In fact, your health markers will improve. You have more energy. Your blood sugar is comes down. You will come back to life.
Wow. All right, Dr. Nonuju, give us the final, that unique lady out there, that unique man out there that has been listening to us now for almost 52 minutes, and
Okay.
they're saying, I've had everything. Give them your final thought, your final advice. Our program is we empower one, we empower all. No knowledge is a waste. When we know better, we do better. So give them your final thought.
Okay, just to say thank you for everyone that have been able to make our time to tune in. Diabetes is a silent killer. It's a third leading cause of death. But guess what? It's not. I mean, it's
It's
not a
not the end of the world.
no. There is a way out. Okay, you can live your best life. If and again, of course, if it runs in your family, if that runs in your family, there's an increased risk of coming down with it. So when we
Mhm.
talk about prevention, you can prevent diabetes. You
Mhm.
can live diabetes free. You can reset your system. You can be your best. There's hope. So don't be depressed, because people that are diabetic also have problem with depression. Don't
Yeah.
get to that. Don't allow that to,
Because it's like I can't eat this, I can't eat it now. I'm depressed.
I know. Guess what? Now you can. As we go along with this program, just come on board and and check it out. Very soon you can be eating the food you love. Of course, in moderation. You don't go
In moderation.
you don't go eat a pack of
Don't go get a bucket of chicken by yourself.
no, but let's help people to get their life back. There's a way out, okay? And of course I'll say, let's all, even with everything happening, the COVID-19 and everything, God will keep us, okay? God
That's
loves all of us. Let's put our faith in God. No matter the pressure, don't allow things to bring you down. Put your faith in God, love God, serve Him, and help others. Be wherever you are, make a difference. Even
mm,
if you don't have, try to help people. It always comes back to you.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. My uniques, you have it. Dr. Nonuju, like I told you guys, she's a woman of God. She's a doctor. She's a mother. She's a wife. She is a weight loss expert, and she's also reverting diabetes. So, guys, I'm going to put her link in the description box. And I'm also going to put the link to the Diabetes Dominion, right?
Domination.
So, yeah, in case you want to try it, you can click on that link and go straight and buy it and try it. And then I'll leave her number there too.
Yeah.
In case you need to talk to her further, you need to know more about this. You say, you know what, I wasn't convinced. Can I speak to you? I will also leave her number so you can call her. Guys, remember, like I said before, no knowledge is a waste.
That's true.
When you know better, you do better.
That's
The
true.
reason why we do these shows, Real Talk, is to bring somebody who is an expert in their field so that they can educate us. We are here to educate, we are here to inspire, we are here to support, encourage, and finally, we are here to empower you.
That's
Remember to give us a thumbs up, share this video, and please subscribe
subscribe.
to the channel.
Thank you so much.
Remember to call that your sister, that your brother that is diabetic, that your family member. Show them this video, share this video with them. Talk about and then go and jump on her page and let's get this going. 2020 is not going to win.
Oh,
We
sure.
are going to leave.
Oh, sure.
Diabetes is not going to silently kill us. We are here to stay.
That's
And
true.
because we are here to stay, remember, like the Bible says, as a man thinketh,
So
so
is
is he.
him. That's true.
So if you think healthy, if you think wealth, you think peace, you think happiness, you think good health, my sister, that is what you will get in return.
That's true.
Till next time,
Thank you.
Ebube,
Yeah.
bye-bye.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Thank
That's
you. Mhm.
all right.
Ebube.